So your farm had cows and chickens, and then you grew corn and
Well, I really think they grew corn and wheat,
yeah,
and
just
I
like
think that was what they made their money on primarily in the wartime. Can you imagine Europe? The fields, they probably weren't harvesting any fields there.
right.
And so they got a very high price for their grain. And it was kind of a good time to sell. And I know my Uncle John Kohlenbrenner, well, his his wife came to Iowa, I think, before Edith was born, probably to help at that time at the farm. And then she married, then she went to work for this John Kohlenbrenner, whose wife died at that same time. The flu was on, and people were dying from that. And she had just had a baby, and she was weak, and she died from. And so some relative of she was looking for a job, and some cousin of my dad's told her that that farmer needed help. I mean, his wife had died, and he was left with a little girl and a baby. So she went there to work. And she later married him. And I just remember her being there when the flu epidemic was on, and my grandfather came, and he wore a mask, and he fed us, and people brought the soup to the front porch, and just left it there. They didn't want to get the flu themselves, and so he took care of us when we had that bad flu.
Oh, so you had the flu, but you guys survived.
Mm-hmm. So, but so for years, when I had that bad flu, it affected my lungs, and so I had to wear a chamois, and I didn't like that under my underwear to be sure that it kept me warm, and so I never got another attack. But probably it didn't do much good. Who knows? Maybe it was one of those things they thought did you good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, you were probably fine after you got it, because you.
So, but I really, I mean, when I look back on living on the farm, I thought it was a pretty neat place. And so the Kohlenbrenners, Dina, who now lives, Dina's passed away. And, but I didn't think she was very smart. She came to visit, and she didn't know how to swing. But I guess I hadn't had a swing at their place, and so she didn't know how to.
Never had a chance, huh?
No.
And what was your birthday again?
November 16th, 1914.